So there's a clip of this car driving really fast and smashing into the back of a ute and sending the ute spinning and the green car careening across the road backwards. Absolute maniacs. How fast was the green car going? What speed was he doing? Let's have a look. Okay, so the first thing to look at here is how long did it take the guy to go from level with the front of this camera car until he hit the back of that ute? How long did it take? Okay, so let's have a look at that. We'll get to the stage where... Okay, so that's... I think we'd all agree that green car's level with the front of that ute now, with the front of the camera car. Okay, and let's go forward. Okay, and they're now turning left to avoid the collision, and there they're whacked, okay, because the ute spun sideways already. So they've collided. I can still see smoke. They've collided here, and if we go back a little bit, then because the front of the car's missed the ute, they've hit with the side of the sedan, the green sedan, and so I'd say back a little bit. I'd say about there is when the front of the car would have been level with the back of the ute. The side of the car's hit there. There's smoke coming up. So I would say around about 1.07 seconds is the length of that clip. So 1.07 seconds from the time the car was level here until the time it hit the back of the ute. 1.07 seconds. Let's even round it up a little bit. 1.08 seconds, just to give a bit of generous to this guy. Okay, and we'll work out the maths. Okay, now the second thing we need is the distance between the front of this car and the back of the ute. And they're travelling at a constant velocity. The ute did pass a little bit faster, but then by the time, long before the green car hit, this camera car and that ute seemed to be travelling at very close to being the same speed. The distance between them wasn't changing. Okay, so we're going to assume it's constant, and we're going to, or the difference is so small compared to the speed of the green car anyway. So let's just, and we're going to use the shadows and the back of the ute to watch these white lines, and we'll see when the front of this car comes level with those white lines, because we look at the side here as well. Okay, because the white lines are all in line going across the road. Okay, so and if you look at the shadow now, you can see part of the white lines coming visible now. I'm looking here. I'm looking this region. So that's the back of the ute's just past the start of the white line. So let's move forwards until this car is in line with it as well. Okay, and I'd say that's pretty close. Okay, let's just go back again and check. So we're zooming in on that second line. This is the start of that second line. So that's the first line, and now we're level with the start of the second line. And we're about level now. If you look at the side of the car there, we're about level. So I would say 0.25 of a second is the length of that duration, so 0.25. Okay, so I've done some simple calculations here in a spreadsheet. So the distance between the front of the camera car and the back of the ute, we just saw that it took 0.25 seconds for the front of the camera car to move to the same place where the back of the ute was on that white line, and 0.25. Assume the car's going 100 kilometres an hour. It's doing the speed limit. Okay, and so that gives us a distance of 6.94 metres between the front of the camera car and the back of the ute. Okay, and the green car, we saw that when it was level with the camera car, it caught up to the back of the ute within 1.08 seconds. It was really a little bit less, but we rounded up to give the guy the benefit of the doubt. And we know the distance, it's 6.94 metres between the front of the camera car and the ute. So we know the distance, we know the time. Now we can work out the velocity just using simple formulas like velocity equals distance on time, distance equals velocity times time, just simple formulas like that, very basic physics. Okay, and we worked out that the speed of the green car relative to the camera car was 23.15 kilometres per hour. In other words, the green car is going 23 kilometres over the speed that the camera car is doing. So to work out the velocity of the green car, we just sum those two together. Sum of those two. It's the sum of the camera car plus the velocity, relative velocity between the camera car and the green car. Okay, so that gives 123 kilometres an hour is what the green car was doing. And that's including their braking, because they were braking in that time as well. They slowed down a lot and they swerved. So they're actually doing well over 123. They're probably doing well over 140. What would be my guess, the way they were driving like such idiots. So the police can't use this evidence, of course, because I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a judge, I'm not a scientist, although I've got tons of university and computer science background. But I hope they do similar calculations. Anyone with a slow-mo camera and a stopwatch can do the same calculations and come to much the same conclusion. But the green car was doing at least 123 kilometres an hour and probably 140 or more because they slowed down and they swerved. So that slowed them down, reaching the back of the ute. Okay. This time there should be a lot less. If they hadn't slowed down, this time might have been 0.5 seconds, which would have put them at 150 kilometres an hour. Okay. So, yeah. So green car, speeding its ass off, driving like an idiot, driving without due care. What can you say? Just another idiot on the road who's going to murder the rest of us careful drivers. Let's throw the book at him. Have a good day, everyone. Thanks for watching.